Can I tell you something? Right now, as you're listening to this, I know exactly where you are. You're probably folding laundry, walking the dog, or sitting in your car after another long day. Maybe you clicked on this podcast because you're tired of starting over, tired of broken promises, or just tired of yourself. Tired of feeling like everyone else has it figured out while you're still struggling. I know because I was you. I remember standing in my kitchen eating cold pizza, promising myself day one is tomorrow. But it never came. I wish someone told me I don't have to fix it, but I need to rediscover the finer things in life. I'm Toni Norton. Most of you guys know me as Toni Fine because I'm dishing out real information about nutrition online. And welcome to my Finer Things podcast, where we're discovering a finer life is not only possible, but it's personal. What I've learned about health is it isn't about restrictions or punishment. It's about taking care of yourself. And the finer things is all about the luxury of it. You deserve it. You don't have to work hard for it. This is your space for conversations about food, fitness, freedom, because for far too long, the wellness industry has sold us a lie disguised as transformation. It's not just wrong, but it's what's keeping us stuck. So today, we're starting in the beginning. My beginning, your beginning. The messy, beautiful truth about how real change happens. So, who am I? My name's Toni, and I started this journey when I was a child. I was an overweight child who turned into an overweight adult. At my highest, I got to 225 pounds with cystic acne, chronic yeast infections, constantly bloated, low self-esteem, insecure, dating nothing but narcissists. My life was in shambles. Even though I thought on the outside it was fine because I was a CrossFitter and a marathoner and a longtime yoga and Pilates enthusiast. So I was someone who trained hard 6 or 7 days a week, but I never got to the body or the confidence that I really wanted to be at. It wasn't until I met my coach, Jimmy Leach, the fat burning coach in Columbia, South Carolina, and he changed my entire life. He was the first person to look at me and say, "You eat too much." No one had ever said that. I thought I had a double chin because double chins ran in my family. And what he told me is that no one ran in my family, and that's why we all had big necks. And even though it hurt my feelings, and at this time it makes me laugh, what he was explaining is that nutrition, learning that food is not good or bad, it is just food, but how much food you decide to put into your mouth is what's going to determine what you look like and sometimes what you feel like. I began to make my own meals at home, cook them without oils and butters, measure them out on my food scale, and that is where I finally understood how to take control of my nutrition. And when I took care of my nutrition, that's when I began to experience the finer things. I lost 80 pounds of fat, became a nutrition coach, and since then I've been helping people every single day. So on this podcast, my goal is to help you get to your dream life, your finer things, to discover that luxury is something that we all deserve. And when we put one foot in front of the other, we can absolutely get there. Here's what I need you to know. You are not broken. You're not lacking willpower. You're not trapped in a system that was never designed for your success. So what changes? What changed for me? It was just having a plan, not daydreaming about how great life will be when I win the lottery and I'm in the body and I didn't have to do any work for it. Not praying that it'll just fall from heaven, but literally creating a plan and sticking to it day by day. That is the change maker. So here we will formulate a plan for you. Let's go with our steps. So my first step was finding a coach. I know not everyone can afford a coach, so here I am, your virtual coach, on here with you every time that you need me. Our number one step is going to be figuring out, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? Not everyone needs to get snatched like I did, right? But some people may just want to have better eating habits, be more active, feel more confident in their body. So what is your ultimate goal? When you see yourself 5 or 10 years down the life, what do you feel like? What do you look like? Once we find our goal, I'm going to give a goal to you. Your goal is to look better than Meg Thee Stallion, better than Tiana Taylor, better than Angela Bassett in her 60s. Okay, that's our goal. If you don't have a goal, I'm going to put my goal out there for you, because that's always been my goal, to look just like Angela. So if your goal is anywhere similar, feeling and looking good as you continue to age, then our next step would just be figuring out how. What should we be eating and how much? This sounds crazy, but there are certain foods that our body wants. When's the last time you asked your heart, what should I eat today so that I don't get heart disease? Because it is the #1 killer of women, and we definitely don't want to go out that way. So what does your heart say? If I ask my heart would say whole foods. That's foods that's on the outskirts of the grocery store. That's going to be our veggies, our fruits, our grains, our dairies, our meat. Those foods are going to be so much better for us than the foods on the interior of the grocery store, the processed foods. While they're not bad, they're definitely not something that we want to stack our diet with. So let's start off with just eating whole foods. I'm going to show you later on in these podcasts what whole food plates looks like, and we can even do some recipes together so you can see how easy it is to make your own meals at home. And our third step will be being active. When I think about an Angela Bassett, my good sis moves that body. So simply moving your body every single day, whatever way makes you feel comfortable, dancing, yoga, walking, swimming. Do 30 minutes of it every single day, and think of it as something as important as brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth even when you're out of town. You brush your teeth when you're at your mother's house. You brush your teeth so your breath don't stink, so you don't get periodontitis, and so your teeth don't fall out. I want you to think about movement as that important. It just helps us stay really lively, and it helps with our endurance and heart. So those 3 steps are something that you can do today to get started. Think about where you want to be. Create a plan of eating that includes more whole foods and movement so that you can feel better and accomplish something every single day. Rodney started in my program 4 or 5 years ago. And Rodney, truck driver, 300 plus pounds, using a scooter to get around the grocery store. That's how bad his mobility was. In his early 30s, he was a young father, and he could not get up and play with his child. Rodney came to one of my many rooms and decided to share that he needed help, because that's where it really starts, right? Needing help. Rodney, since then, is down 100 plus pounds. He looks like a personal trainer. Okay, move out the way, Morris Chestnut. He runs, kayaks, plays basketball. He's in the best shape of his life. And that, to me, is what Finer Things is all about. Not only getting to your dream body, or, my dream body, right? It's not about that. It's about being able to move your body, be with your family, and have access to things we never thought about before. When I think about Rodney kayaking 100 plus pounds down, I know that couldn't have happened without creating a plan, without focusing on his foods, and without moving his body. We would never be where he is today without those 3 simple things. So I want you to write those things down today. As your Fine Fit sister, I've helped over 100,000 people move from just dreaming about their dream life to actually living it. The truth is, you can really have all of the things, the finer things. That's a wrap on episode 1. On this podcast, you can count on real truth about nutrition and a chance to get your questions answered in our segment called The Fine Line with my fit sister, Nicole. Yes, that is my real sister, and a few other surprises along the way. So be sure to follow us and leave a 5-star review so more people can join this journey. Coming up next, we're talking about your body's numbers. We all have them, but do you know yours? More importantly, do you know how to use them to win for weight loss? It's all about the numbers, and we'll break it down for you. Thank you for watching the Finer Things podcast with Toni Norton, your Fine Fit sister.